That's cool. Oh, what the hell? What is that? Give me something more. I don't know who any of the people are. So, oh shit, that's Billy Crystal. This is Billy Crystal. Holy shit! Was not expecting that at all. All right, well, that was The Princess Bride. Why did this movie become like a cult like classic? It's a very good movie. Like it's very good, very enjoyable. It's a movie that I would show my niece. Like my niece is about 9, 10 years old. I would show my niece this movie. This movie is cute, adorable. The comedy is funny. It's one of those movies where like the comedy could probably land for kids, but it also mostly I think lands for adults. I don't know why it became a cult classic, but then again, I don't know why a lot of movies become cult classics when we're little. Like I guess this would have been the '80s, I think, right? Like late '80s, probably. Be my guess. But I thought it was funny. My favorite character is in what's his name? Inigo Montoya. He's my favorite character. That dude was awesome. Had a great backstory too, man. What a great backstory. My dad was a swords maker. Dude came into town. I made a sword. He killed my father. I tried to fight him. He scarred me for life. I got my revenge at the end. And then his line of "My name is Indigo Montoya." And how does it go? You killed my father. Not prepared to die. Great line. Love that. My least favorite character, honestly, probably of the main. I guess I'm gonna be real. The princess herself, she showed like a lot of hope and a lot of like she believed in destiny and stuff, but they didn't give her much to do beyond just waiting for Wesley. You know, like they just gave she was just always waiting for Wesley. I did like her optimism, I guess her courage to go against her king. But even the king, I felt like the king wasn't even as bad as he could have been. I felt like the king, I mean, he was bad, he was a murderer, but I felt like he didn't go full fledged evil guy. Um, yeah, I just don't know why this movie became a cult classic. I mean, I liked it, but I just don't know if it. I guess if I was watching when I was little, maybe. I guess it's like the '80s. I will say there's not many movies like this. I can't think of a movie like this. What's a fantasy movie that kind of resembles this? Can't think of any. Um, I know some people have asked me to watch the movie Stardust. Is that what's called Stardust? Which I guess is a fantasy movie, but I don't know if it's like this. I was shocked by the beginning. I did not expect Ben Savage and this grandpa reading the story. The cover doesn't seem at all like anything that I would have thought was going to be this. No part of me thought that the beginning was that this whole movie was based on a story that this grandpa was telling his grandson. We didn't even get a reason why. We got no reason why grandpa was reading the story. He just said that my grandfather read it to me or my father, like to my father, and like all this other stuff. But like, we never really got into why. I did like that the kid by the end of it was like, you know what, he got really into it. He got really invested, and then he was like, he even said like, you know, he will approve of the kissing scene at the end just because he is now invested. Um, I thought that their love story was pure. I thought it was really good. I don't know who any of these actors are. He looks super familiar, but I don't know from what. I don't know who she is, but he looks super familiar. He kind of reminded me a little bit, like in his like the way he spoke. He reminded me of the dude from Psych, the one guy from not the main like guy, but like one of the like a guy that she showed up like 3 or 4 times in there. I forgot what that guy's name was. Yeah, he reminds me of him. I don't know if it is him though, but his like the way he spoke. Andre the Giant, I liked his character. He was a really solid, good character. The short man here, I know him as well. I've seen him and stuff. I just don't know where. I've seen him and stuff, and I thought he was fine, kind of annoying, and I think that's the whole point. I did like the whole chess switching of the things and stuff. I thought the practical effects of the rat thing and the eels were really solid. The comedy was so weird. I kind of felt like it was going for British comedy. It kind of felt like that, right? To me, the best scene was this whole scene here when we climb. This scene, this is to me the best scene in the entire movie. This like about what do we say about these about 10 minutes to me are amazing. The helping him up and waiting, and then the fight scene. That was to me the best part of the entire movie. Like I actually like the scene a lot. I think it's funny. I think it works. I think that it tells his backstory. Like I just like the story. It could be because I like him so much. I don't know if I've ever seen him in anything else, but I like him so much that I think that's why I like that scene. Um, then we get the boulder thing with Andre. He chokes out Andre. I thought that was actually kind of funny. Like he used his speed. He's strong though, because Andre was throwing you against a rock and you were still hanging on. But he never killed anybody. Only guy that he actually killed was just because this guy. He actually was okay with killing him. The other two he didn't really want to kill because he poisoned, and then at the end he poisoned both of them, or he poisoned him and himself and him. But he's immune to it now, which is pretty cool. I did like this whole thing about the switch. This guy rambled on for so long in this scene that it confused the shit out of me, and I think that was the point, to be so utterly confused, which I liked. Like I said, I didn't think he was that bad of a king guy or prince guy. Um, he did try to kill, Wesley, but I thought that for the most part it was pretty good. This was by far the weirdest scene in the movie. We're having a very serious moment. She shoves him, and then as you wish, and then her falling, oh, and then the weird ass, oh, the noises. Very odd. Very, very odd. The swamp thing I think was pretty cool. The fire, her falling into the pit, the fighting of the rat thing. I thought all of this worked. Setting the thing on fire, her out the gate willing to as long as he lives, marry this man. I thought that was great. Um, this part was funny too. The scene where she said her nightmare was solid. Um, what else was really good? Him, I would have wanted to know more about you a little bit, but like the movie could have probably been like 10 minutes longer just to get to the flesh out a little bit more of the characters. It did drag for about 5-10 minutes. I would say probably it'd be around here probably. Not yet. I would say this part here when when she confronts him and he talks about sending the ships out to Wesley. That stuff I didn't really. I was like, oh, that's the only part of the whole movie that I was kind of like a little bit bored, really. And that was like what? There would have been like a few minutes. No, not here. A few minutes. Yeah, this part here. What's that? About 5 minutes. That was it. That was the only part. Because then we get back to this thing. We beat the guy. The father with the telling him where to go with the sword, all that. I thought that was solid. This, I guess I will also say I didn't love this scene with the Billy Crystal thing. Honestly, I was just kind of like, oh, okay. He was so out there, so weird, and that's the point. But it wasn't funny. I wasn't like I didn't find this that funny to me. With the wife coming in. It kind of just felt like this movie was made by a comedian and he wanted to get a couple comedian cameos. I'm sure a lot of the people were probably comedic actors. A lot of the older people probably is my guess. Um, Wesley, they brought him back from the dead. I like that it took a while for his body to catch up to him. This thing was fucking weird. This has to be a comedic actor from like the 80s that they wanted to get in here. That was super weird as well. This fight was awesome when he kills all the people and then the guy runs away. And um he gets them to open the door for him. We run away. She's like, I'm gonna go kill myself. Wesley's just on the bed. And yeah, my second part of this movie, my second part of this movie that I really loved is probably this scene. Yeah, both my favorite scenes in this part are with him. Both scenes. The part with him and versus Wesley, and then the part here, him versus the guy that killed his father. Two best parts of the whole movie to me. And the ending. I think the ending works with right here with Andre and stuff. Jumping out the window, riding off into the sunset. He talks about how he got the horses and stuff. But yeah, overall, I like the movie. Christopher Guest. I feel like I know this name. Overall, really good movie. A lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. I don't know. I thought it was good. I would recommend it for younger people. Younger younger kids, I think would really like it, and I think there's like a lot of good humor in it for like adults. Like a lot of good humor for adults. I think a lot like the suicide jokes and all that. Like a lot of good humor for the adults. But as far as like cult classic, I don't know. It's hard to judge movies from like back in the day. Like I love The Goonies, but when I told David to watch The Goonies, he liked it, but he didn't love it like me. And that's probably from when we watched it. Like I watched it back then. So to me, it always holds up. This might be the same thing. I think it's great. I think it's a really good movie. I think it's like a great movie. But again, I think also that it's probably a lot of British humor as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Gonna get out of here and talk to you guys later.